Coming up next, keep clapping for Miss Jasmine Victoria.
Didn't anyone ever tell you that you were destined for greatness? How you stepped in, stepped out, stopped people in mid-conversation. Has anyone ever told you that you were crafted, perfectly designed in God's image? Sis, didn't they tell you that you are brown skinned, decadent, soft-hearted, caged around barbed wire, impenetrable walls you built around your love, your joy? You keep it guarded because you've experienced true hurt. You've sat alone rebuilding yourself after being shattered into a million pieces, cutting yourself upon your own brokenness, kissing those scars in hopes that they'd heal, concocting together Mama's special remedy for healing broken hearts. Because Mama has always been a fighter, protecting her young and others as if she birthed each and every last one of us herself, a mother to those in desperate need. Your mother knew what type of war you'd endure, the type of loss you'd experience, so she prayed to God for your protection, prayed that God himself would find you frantically searching dark alleys, looking for the love he promised you, looking for love in everything, everyone but up. In a mirror, staring into your own godliness, your own black woman glorious. Didn't they tell you that you were magic? How they have no clue how to explain you. You, all luminescent, shining in the midst of your darkness. You, standing in this very place, flourishing in your own. Didn't they tell you that you were lightning, strikingly rare, stopping everyone in their tracks? Have they forgotten how you give life without ever having to press skin against skin? How you speak life into dead souls, causing them to resurrect, helping others heal through their own mass destruction because you lived through your own catastrophic meltdowns, tearing down yourself because they had you question your worth, demolishing yourself into dirt. Didn't they tell you that you were the definition of strength? Because in the midst of your own destruction, you were able to rebuild, uproot, and move on into the destiny that was always yours to begin with, sis. Didn't they tell you the type of power you hold as a woman?
I like y'all energy. I could tell this day too. Everybody woke. The travel done wore off. This is nice. Y'all doing a good job. Keep it up. Last poet score. 29 even. 29 even. Clap it up. Judges, what say you? Low to high, I have an 8.5. I have an 8.8. I have a 9.3. I have a 9.5. And I have a 9.7. Y'all give it up. Y'all ready for number 6? Is y'all ready? We halfway, halfway through. I say we're halfway through. Is y'all ready? Y'all keep that up and keep it going for Metamorphosis.
Every black house runs a thrift shop. You can tell by the way we trade trauma like old clothing, and in my house, we are bursting at the seams because of the bags of clothes we carry. I still have the pajamas I was molested in. And no matter how many times they end up in the laundry, they would never be clean enough to give up. Like I did, I told him, I ain't want to go in no closet. Not only did I see his skeletons, I became one. Every caress on my breast felt like hanger being pushed in my chest. I told my mom that this shirt was too big for me to handle, that these hand-me-downs got too much space for curious kissing cousins to hand you up bad memories, and all she could do was take my shirt to be washed, to be baptized, to be pressed and prayed, gave me another to cover up in, but though these clothes come in P, T, S, and D, one size fits all. See, my mom knows abuse like the back of her dress. I just wish she would have told me what it looked like before my cousins put the same one on me. We still know how to laugh. They make fun of my height, how I would never grow out of old clothes owned by my mother and her mother and her mother's mother. My father forgets every time I tell him. leaving me in a pile of healing that I have to make my own responsibility. But how do you fold a memory? And if every black house runs a thrift shop, why aren't we giving anything away to be burned like the plague? Let love and therapy be a flamethrower. I'm gonna watch these pajamas twist and curl over the embers like the sleepless nights I've had, because they will never find their way on my kid. I will never prepare them to be a sheep in my clothing, God. Make me a Salvation Army the second hands lay on them, because they will never live in a thrift shop.
Oh, I thought so. Y'all still with me? Y'all with me? All right. Previous poet score, please. 27.6. Clap it up for the poet. Judges, what say you? Low to high, I have a 9.0. And then I have a 10, a 10, a 10, and a 10. That's the way we. That's the point, not to warn y'all. I hear people talking about they want to hear that's the way, I like it. Wait a minute, we are aging ourselves here. We are aging ourselves. We're going to keep it moving, and we're going to call our next poet. Y'all give it up for Black Wildflower.
D-E-O-T-C? I don't know, is that a C? I've been squinting to C since 6. Never captured 2020 on the eye chart. This exemplifies how I am picked from the pockets of my parents' genes. And though both my mother and father have refractive errors, my ophthalmologist still believes that I have the possibility for a new perception. I received my first pair of eyes in elementary, where every element of what I considered a man would be clarified. My father, after being released from prison, wore non-prescribed mahogany-colored contacts underneath his glasses. Ultraviolet vision like a bee, yet he still couldn't see how him never showing up only taught me lessons of my absence. He only taught me lessons of his absence. Can't capture myself comfortable in any man's presence. Think that they'll only want me for my present. Open my legs, unwrap my heart, and chew at me like my father chewed on my mother's trust. Dewy-eyed, she couldn't see that he was just a wannabe set to steal her nectar. And I think I got my mother's myopia. It's when you can see up close, but never in the distance. My father always kept his distance, yet I still saw him in my reflection, and I hated the thing before me. So in high school, I chose to cover up my cold, cold black eyes for smoke wooden shutters to shut the world out. Cover up the shattered glass view, and this was the first time I saw my mother in me. A flower rooted in her own hypocrisy. See, my mother, she wore honey-glazed contacts that melted in your mouth, yet told tales on tongue. And I wanted to be pretty-eyed. I wanted to feed men lies and trap them in between each blink. It wasn't until I grew older to love myself when I realized from my goddaughter, Tiana, she was born blind. But she still looked up to find that you don't need to be able to see for God to grant you vision, give you another chance past your current circumstance. Every 24 hours, you have a new opportunity to look forward and see Tiana. She cannot see herself as her parents' failures. She can only see herself as the faith walking through the night in her pupils. See, Tiana, she can see past all of that, and I realize in hindsight, even with my astigmatism, it may have me squinting to see, but I realize that I failed trying to find myself in others' eyes, because true vision can never be distorted, because it's not just about how you view where you come from, but it's also about how you view where you're going.
Hey, y'all be seeing how I be curving around there like that? Y'all be seeing how I be coming on stage, I be curving around there? Let me show you, hold on. This how I be curving. This how I be curving. And then I walk up to that X, and I bounce a little bit, and then I say, that's the way we. All right. We a little ways down, so maybe y'all not gonna get it. Last poet's go, please. 8:30. All right. We're going to move right along. Y'all start clapping right now for Roddy. I walked out smooth, too. I thank y'all for keeping me up. Look at Judge laughing at me even at home. Pull up your scores. Just put them up. Okay. Loader High, we got an 8.8. We got a 9.1. We got a 9.1. We got a 9.7. And we got a 9.8. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Okay. Y'all give it up for Roddy.
At 1:47 in the morning, when the neighborhood block party dies down, and I'm trying to shoot my shot with whomever I got in my left hand, while balancing whiskey and a blunt in my right, I spot one of my middle school students on the street. I don't trip. I dare not lock eyes. Mine are too low to do so anyway, but I see him, and he see me seeing him. Walking toward me without pause, saying, oh, shit, what's good, Miss Shaw? And I know he gonna start his shit. He checks to see if my blunt is still lit. Gonna ask me, is it sour, kush, or piff? And I say, kush, David. Is an ancient civilization in Africa, known for its iron and gold. Skip the part about Kushites not living past 25 years old. See, that part sounds too much like home. And when you sleep in the hood and teach in the hood, you must tell students of places they can dream of to escape this nightmare. Remember, late nights here have no age limit. Remember, there are no lights here in the home of those who believe they die young. Remember, they die young here. Live life at night because death is more expected than dawn. The next day at work, when the bell ring and my students scream, hey, yo, Miss Shaw, I got that gas. Hit me when you need that loud pack. I don't trip. I dare not make eye contact. Knowing the only difference between a counselor and a customer is the time of the day, I keep walking away. Take no offense that he sees me as a sale. Not naive enough to believe that young black males aren't expected or able to help put food on the table at 13. Because when you teach in the hood and eat in the hood, you can't ignore the constant hunger around you. These streets must earn every bite they eat, stack bread, cut corners, and still be left with the crumbs so our sons turn hallways into trap houses, where lockers are stashes and 8th graders become bosses, giving discounts to the teachers of classes they're failing to cut losses. And this is just middle school. How many pounds will they push to prom? How can I blow the whistle without ringing the alarm? Because taking away his hustle can take away his home. And when you eat, sleep, and teach in the hood, the hardest subject is always survival. Classes only pass-fail. Students keep transferring out into grave plots and locked cells, keeping money on their books because we don't get no money for books, no money for uniforms, no money for food, no belief in themselves, and don't nobody give a fuck because this is just middle school, meaning midway point through the pipeline to becoming another statistic, like a percentage of those with demographics just like mine, just like his, just like home when I am alone. In a classroom full of frustrated students, staring at their 8th state exam this semester, questioning why the hell they gotta do this, I don't trip. Look them all in their eye and tell them that when you sleep in the hood and eat in the hood, to win this game, they force us to play. You must know the rules were meant to be questioned, bent, and broken. And here, you learn all that shit in middle school.
I know y'all don't want it to end, but it's gonna happen. I know y'all don't want it. MIA. 305. We got that 5. Slip it, slide. Order 2 more bottles of Chris to get drunk pissy while you're listening to this. Hey! Give me a, oh, I ain't gonna do it. What we got? 27.9. 27.9. Judges, what say you? From low to high, I have a 9.6, a 9.8, a 10, a 10, and a 10. All right? Keeping it moving. Clap it up right now for Lady Breon.
For the men on OkCupid, BLK, or insert other whack dating apps that got me fucked up on a Tuesday night one. It's called a dating app. So stop being so surprised when she actually wants to go out on a date. Wanting dinner does not make you a gold digger. I figure since you are clearly trying to put something in my mouth, it might as well be a meal. And ain't you using a free version, so you obviously a cheap person too. Netflix and chill does not constitute a date. You probably using someone else's account anyway. Plus, I binge better by myself, so you looking like an LG and I'd rather watch my own TV3. Stop being creepy. There is no punchline here. Some of y'all are just mad suspect, and I guess no one has told you yet, so you creepy, and you should work on that. 4, arrogance is not sexy. I know the world handed you privilege wrapped in masculinity, made your ego a puffer fish and your skin Teflon thick, so you hear no, and it translates into try again. So you offer me misogyny as pickup lines, take my silent distance as a starting line for a race to get my attention, loving the chase, despite the fact that I am really running away. 5, when a touch screen is the only connection we have made, please do not pretend you are my man. My vagina is not for lease, which means it will only ever belong to me. So no, you don't get to ask if I'm talking to other dudes, especially since I barely talk to you. The good morning messages you toss into multiple inboxes like a 13-year-old paper boy is not impressive. You cannot act as if I wear your last name when you literally don't know my last name. A swipe right is not synonymous with ownership. 6, dating apps do not come with a get some booty guarantee. 7, if getting to know someone is too much to ask, delete yourself and your profile. Sidebar, 4 lines that a rapist, a kidnapper, and a random guy on a dating app will all use in common. A, let's get some drinks and go back to my place. B, come sit in my car. C, girl, I know you want this. D, I can't wait to get you all alone. And the point here is that we are 2 complete strangers connected only by a digitized algorithmic pair and a half-filled questionnaire, so your attempts to get me alone feel the same as a predator with eyes of stone and hands that only know smash and shatter, ready to leave a survivor with only a broken will. And I have watched too much Criminal Minds and Law & Order SVU today, because like I said, I binge better by myself. So the answer to all of your unwanted invitations will always be hell no, because single don't mean desperate. It means I have standards. See, I be a real woman. So if you're looking for less pushback, I suggest something inflatable, because this mouth loves a hot meal, a matte lip, and talking shit.
Just slide it on over. Last goals. 29.8 for your previous poets. Judges, what say you? Low to high, we have an 8.8. We have a 9.5. We have a 9.9. We have a 10 and a 10. Y'all clap it up for that poet. Coming up next to you, we got 4 more people. So I don't know if y'all ready for it to be over, but you ain't got but 4 to get your mind right. And then as instructed last night, You ain't got to go, but you got to get out of here. Thank you all for wearing your mask. Those of you who are at home, I forgot to say, I hope you are safe, and I hope you are enjoying the slam so far. Coming up next, we have Charles Hines.
Okay, so I have this disease. Actually, it's more of a condition that puts me in a position where people stay looking down on me. I diagnosed myself the day the cable man asked to see my ID. This man squared up and told me there was no way I was 18. So look, I knew he wasn't trying to be mean or nothing. He just been messed up by my chemical makeup. They don't teach my condition in schools. You can't find it in textbooks. Scientists are still studying its origins. It's a condition uncommonly known as Ariana Grande syndrome. Now, for those who aren't aware, Ariana Grande syndrome is the major flaw in always looking like a minor. It was named after that singer Ariana Grande, who's known for being the literal exact opposite of her name. So we people who suffer from Ariana Grande syndrome seem to stop growing before we even start. Developing to look underdeveloped, maybe we hit puberty so hard it stopped. And tall people, y'all think this shit is funny. Y'all be calling us travel size, pocket size, you know, fun sized. But ain't nothing fun about being old enough to pay taxes, but too short to reach the cereal on top of the refrigerator. Look, I'm hungry, and I'm mini, and I'm tired of being criticized for being bite-sized. So many people don't understand the issues caused by Ariana Grande syndrome. Our lives are a constant battle to see past the person in front of us. Or people asking if we old enough to do shit. Or people using our heads as armrests. I mean, that shit's just degrading and rude. And what makes you think a person my size can carry your weight? We ain't kickstands, although we small enough to be. It's time for short people to start getting the respect they deserve. There's plenty of people out here with Ariana Grande syndrome contributing in a lot of good stuff. For instance, Ariana Grande. I'm sure she's sitting on her stacks of money made from her 5 and counting #1 albums to help her see over her dashboard. But let's not forget Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., dreaming dreams big enough for this nation at 5'7", or how Spike Lee directed the world's attention from his stature to his films. I'm sure being 5'5" doesn't kill Kendrick's vibe. So tall people, how about you check yourselves? Short people speak louder in order to be seen. We jump higher in order to be heard. You may look over us, but you can't overlook what we've done. Don't look at the tree and forget about the sea. Don't you look at the ocean and forget the stream. Remember, David and Goliath ended with Goliath on his back. Don't you get a big head just to have it chopped off. That human armrest of yours might just be the next Gandhi or Beethoven or Spud Webb. Check the World Wide Web and educate yourself. All the bark with twice the bite. We changing this world with half the height. So you might look down on us now, but you look up to us later.
Poet 29-4 was the previous poet's score. Judges, what say you? Low to high, we have a 8.7 and 8.8. Judges, keep it. 8.8, a 9.3, a 9.6, and a 9.8. Y'all clap it up for the poet. We are down to our final 3, guys. Remember, if you are watching, tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. That is the final stage. You're going to see 3 rounds of amazing poets, and 3 of those poets will walk away with cash prizes and these bomb trophies. Can I show them my trophies? I designed these, y'all. I should have got me a mini. I'm getting one next year. Just 'cause I can. I got scores, right, y'all? Okay, next poet coming up. Y'all clap it up for Xavier Alexander.
The other day, I was having a conversation with a coworker in a hole-in-the-wall smoke shop that we both take pride in working. It's 9:30 a.m., and we both tired and hungry and poor, so we got to do whack shit like get up at 8 in the morning to work to be able to live. So we make conversation to stay sane while capitalism slowly turns us into dust or a tax break or a statistic. And we start talking about present day shit like, yeah, girl, I be real picky on who I caught my weed from nowadays too. And all of a sudden, the conversation turns to climate change and how we are witnessing the human race drive themselves towards extinction, and we both sing the same tired yup with the side of awkward silence. Our orchestra of quiet thought played on for 10 minutes. The idea that the end of humanity could be witnessed by our eyes left us both chuckling. Brushed it off with a, that's crazy. And ain't it crazy how humans hate accountability? How we hate to be scolded, but the planet is turning up the heat. Because just like a mother who cares when she's crying, you're gonna see the fire in her eyes as she weeps. Our planet is dying. The polar caps are melting into pools of tears, overflowing into our future. The lungs of our children will not be poisoned by vaping, but by the exhaust from our cars. They will eat the money grown from the trees cut down to make room for white profit. Expand, be bigger, repeat, expand, be bigger, repeat, expand, be bigger, repeat. That's the problem with capitalism. It's always taking and exploiting in order to keep itself afloat while we are drowning, and they stand on their shoulders trying to keep their head above water. But you know, that's crazy how humans will choose comfort over vitality. Humanity is a ticking time bomb, the sun burning the fuse to quicksand while we hold the magnifying glass in our hands, basking in the glow of the apocalypse. The scientists say may or may not happen, and it's not our fault that our future is being controlled by some of the richest white men in this world while we struggle to work for pennies, trying to make sense of this life, inhaling the fumes of capitalism, trying so desperately not to be consumed by a system that would rather smell the fumes of burning corpses instead of putting out the flames.
Now y'all showed out. Y'all showed out your damn previous poet. What is it? 27.7 is your previous poet score. Clap it up for the poet, not for the score. Judges? I'm waiting on you, Michael, sir. That man ain't sleep. This is the world of COVID. People at home, judges and all. Is it sleep? The man ain't sleep. From low to high, we have an 8.9. Oh, Judge, Michael, can you put it back up for me? Okay, we have an 8.9, a 9.0, a 9.4, a 9.5, and a 9.6. Y'all clap it up. I just wanted y'all to see my Mamba mask for a second. Long live Mamba. Period. On period, Pooh. And that's how they say it. Oh, Lord. Disregard. Going to the next poet. Y'all clap it up for Ephraim Nehemiah.
I saw another video on my timeline. There was a black boy, a police officer, a crowd watching, an expectation that death was coming next. But this time, the boy escaped from the grip of the police. He took off running, and he was not chased. And the person filming said, "Yeah, I got that on video." And I'm so glad he did, because this is the alternate ending I've always been waiting for. So this time, when the officer says, "I will light you up," The sky sees it as a challenge. A flash of lightning reaches down and electrocutes the officer, and that's the end of the video. This time, when a man is running away from a gluttonous gun, the bullets transform into bouquets of chrysanthemums. They kiss the bloodless ground instead of tasting flesh. This time, when the police pull up at a boy playing in a park, time stops, and to the wings of angels carry him into his mother's arms alive. Alternate universe, where every video that captured our death is given an alternate ending. Every brush, wallet, or hands that are confused for a gun actually turn into one and shoot first. The mouth of the ocean is gaping wide and swallows evil and drowns it in its unforgiving bosom. Alternate universe. We don't die in poems no more because there is no unjust death to speak of. We don't have to keep watching these videos. We don't have to keep carrying this grief for people we never met, but know on a first name how many bullets place a death basis. We don't have to fix a mean world syndrome because the suffering won't keep happening to us. We won't feel like a casket wants to make a permanent home out of us. Alternate universe. Well, my poems ain't the tragedy to run away from. They're the salvation I've been searching for. Before anyone could turn us into a toe tag celebrity, catch a Freeman come through, hit every blue badge with Expecto Patronum spell, and we laugh, a boisterous laugh at the silliness of somebody trying to test us. Be all, ha, hell, nigga, you thought. Well, we are overcome with the joy of ancestors that do not have to welcome a new roommate home. We erect ceremonial cookouts, gather around dreadlock Jesus, turning water into Hennessy. Make an electric slide so powerful it opens up the gates of heaven. Our God will not be taken in any more of our souls. Be a Nagato changed heart and pours the spirits back into the body. And it's all captured on cell phone as the holiest gospel that we are still alive. See this, I can watch again and again and again and again till I feel joy as a burning fire shut up in my bones. See this, it makes me feel like I'm taken back to my childhood church deliverance in Richmond, California. And everyone turns to their neighbor and say, neighbor. I don't care how far they is. Turn to your neighbor, say neighbor. Say we gonna be all right. Say we gonna be all right. Say it like you mean it. We gonna be all right. And as long as we have that blessing, let the whole church say, amen.
You felt me? We don't play, we. MIA. That's the way we. Oh, my bad. I forgot we live and people see me. Previous poet score, please. 27.9. Y'all clap it up for the poet and not for the score. Judges, what say you? From low to high, I have a 9.0. I have a 9.6. I have a 9.9. I have a 10, and I have another 10. Y'all clap it up. Our time has come for the last poet. In unison, we're going to say, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to clap like tomorrow is the finals. Clap it up right now for Ed Mabry.
Randy Watson from Sexual Chocolate enters a poetry slam. Woke Poets, title number 14. Woke Poets, title number 14. Woke Poets, title number 14. The pot called the kettle black. The pot called the kettle black. The pot called the kettle black and was immediately reported to Human Resources. Woke Poets, title number 2. Woke Poets, title number 2. Woke Poet, title number 2. She said, if you like it. She said, if you like it. She said, if you like it, you should have put a ring on it. So I didn't clean the bathtub. Snaps for appreciation. Woke poet title number 65. Woke poet title number 65. Woke poet title number 65. If you give a spit and polish, if you give a spit and polish, if you give a spit and polish to an uncircumcised brother, if you give a spit and polish to an uncircumcised brother, would that be called a turtle wax? Woke poet title number 74. Woke poet title number 74. Woke poet title number 74. Wolverine's Tinder profile says as follows: Sagittarius into long walks on the beach and fisting. Woke poet title number 69. Woke poet title number 69. Woke poet title number 69. If Superman came in Lois's mouth, if Superman came in Lois's mouth, if Superman came in Lois's mouth, would that mean he blew her mind? Snaps for appreciation. Woke poet title number 2.5. Woke poet number 2.5. Woke poet title number 2.5. She said, I think poetry gives me eargasms. I said, nah, girl, that's just wax. Snap for appreciation.
So I can do what I want behind here. Previous poet score. 29.5 was your previous poet score. 9 judges, what say you? I gotta see him, I gotta see him, I gotta see him. What say you? What say you? Got it. Low to high, I have an 8.6, an 8.7, a 9.0, a 9.0, and a 9.7. That is your poetry slam for the evening. And we'll wait on this poet score. Judges, if you are not here tomorrow or not part of the alternate, some of you are alternates via Zoom, some of you are in. If you do not have the link to watch the finals tomorrow, holla at your girl so I can get it to you. What we say? We got to keep me talking? I need to keep talking? Okay, then keep on talking while we're waiting. So I already did a poem, so don't think y'all about to bait me into another poem. I don't know anymore. I like to eat grits. Want to know why? Because they keep me thick like this. They keep my thighs like this. And no, I don't diet my legs or my breadwinners, and if I lose them, it would start a riot. See, my curves are the very reason that brothers are inspired. They are the sole reason that CEOs are fired, and I never grow tired of being me or setting big, beautiful women who wear a size 18 free. See, I'm the reason she's coming out of mental captivity. And it's sad to see people worrying so much about waistlines till we're losing what's on the inside because we're dealing with insecurities. We battle false securities. We don't know who we are outside of Slim Fast commercials and jewelry. Yet we're pushing protein shakes, and we got 16-year-olds throwing up in toilets and sinks, yet we're pushing that slim is the way to be and not realizing that we're causing all kinds of catastrophes because 16 to 20 is the very size of me. And I stay classy because in my casket, I'll die fat, full, and happy because I refuse to allow you to make me believe that my dress sizes influences me. So by all means, if you have health conditions, please watch what it is that you keep in your kitchens and let this be your motivation and not all the chit and chatter about your fat backs, but don't consider them setbacks. Consider them what they is. And yes, I said is because you is beautiful. See, I haven't been surgically altered. I never fail and I'll never falter. See, I'm taking my soul and my chubbiness to the altar. So yeah, I like to eat grits. You want to know why? Because they keep me thick like this. Hey, Sko. 26.7. Clap for the poet, clap for the poet. And we are done. Thank you. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Be safe. Peace.